got a court summons. Administrative Office of the Courts. Jury Division. Official jury summons. Return questionnaire inside. This letter. And a letter to return it. Alright, let's see. Complete this questionnaire within 10 days at ejury. Let's see. I really didn't want to go to jury duty. See, I was under the impression that you have to sign up to vote to get offered to do jury duty. But I didn't sign up to vote. I don't want to vote. And I get that the United States is like, oh, this is your obligation as a citizen, right? Okay. I don't need to be a citizen here. Let me like come up, make some money, and I can be out. I can go somewhere else. I don't want to deal with all this bullshit, you know? I don't agree with this. So I can go elsewhere. But apparently I looked it up and it's like you have to do jury duty. It's a requirement. You're legally obligated to do it, and if you don't do it, they could fine you or even put you in jail. What the fuck? That's crazy. For withholding your opinion on something that you feel like you're not qualified to pass judgment onto, you could be locked in a cage. For being civilized, or being more civilized. For saying, I don't want to play this game, I'd rather leave it up to the people involved with the game to decide how that goes. That's like someone else is on a basketball court and I know how to play hockey, and then they call me over and they say, hey, this person fouled me, and I'm like, dude, I didn't even see what happened. And they're like, cast a judgment on this, make a judgment on the situation, whether or not he fouled me, otherwise we're gonna penalize you in your game. Well, what the fuck, bro? Don't involve me. So you have been randomly selected to appear as a trial juror in the trial courts of blank county. I keep blanking out when I'm saying it, like, intentionally, because it's reading the county name. You're expected to appear in the jury assembly room. Okay, let me write this down. Let me first go on this website and see what they got going on. Alright. I'm at this website. Let's see. Complete the information. This is a small sheet of paper. Oh, it folds in half. Okay. My juror number. Okay, on here it's called juror number. On the website it's called juror reference number. I was mouthing the numbers. I gotta stop doing that. That's a bad habit if I'm gonna be streaming. Okay, cool. Ooh, for a complete list of excusals and deferrals, please click here. Don't mind if I do. Oh, they're both okay. So this one is you have not completed your questionnaire. Click here to do so. It's and like it's a blank about blank or whatever. It's a JavaScript thing on the same website. That's annoying. I hate when people do that. Let me open everything in new tabs. Wait, let me first check the like exemption and postponement requirements. Okay, no one is okay. Wait. Let me read it from the start. Contact information. Okay, cool. And juror informational videos. Let's see this. Actually, it might not be necessary. No one is exempt from jury service because of a job, race, religion. Religion, that makes no sense. You should be exempt because of religion. Gender, national origin. If I'm from North Korea, why would they want me? I'm not a peer. I'm not one of your peers. Or economic status. No, that's a pretty big deal. If you're working every single day, bro, you gotta... This is stupid. This is stupid, bro. Free country my ass, dude. All requests must be submitted no later than 7 days prior to the week of jury service. Upon completion of the proper affidavit. What the fuck is an affidavit, dude? Why do they force you to be a part of the system, but then they don't make the system accessible and easy to understand. They make it intentionally high barrier to entry, so the only people that have any control over it are the people that go through 4 years of law school and then pass the bar. Like, what? Why do that? What? Like, pick one or the other. Either have a very technical and high skill floor industry and don't require other people, the common man, to get into it, or allow the common man to get into it but actually accommodate the common man and actually give them the same rights and powers and abilities as all the other people in that industry. Okay. Upon completion of the proper affidavit. I actually want to know what this means. Is a written statement that is sworn to be true by the person making it. Sworn affidavit. Got it. Known as affiant or notary public or another authorized official is usually present to witness the oath and sign the document. Cool. Please, okay, one time. Yeah, what if the thing shows up on like a religious holiday, religious ceremony tradition that you have? If you no longer reside in... So you can just move around. Anytime you get jury duty, you could just change your residential address to some other place. Are there states that don't require jury duty? I just want to see, just to get a gauge and understanding of like what states generally have more freer laws, less restrictions and compulsions on their citizens. Just to get a, I'm developing that understanding over time. That require, okay. Require employers to pay employees to serve mandatory jury duty. This is so fucking stupid. HR professionals? What if I don't want HR professionals in my business? That's what I'm saying, dude. I hate this traditional path of like, follow the set way of doing things. This is how your life path will go. Because any system you create for that will eventually become stale, rigid, corrupted by lazy people that go, let's just rely on the system. And when innocent, good people who don't assume the worst of others just sit back and go, oh, we have the system to rely on, just how we rely on technology and just how we rely on this and that. Bad actors have every opportunity to come in there and make things worse and take advantage for their own personal gain. Good people have no incentive to go in there and go, why the hell would I spend all my effort to fix some little problem that shouldn't even be a problem in the first place, that's just an inconvenience to everyone, and potentially sacrifice my life in the process doing it because of how strict these systems are set up and how much they are backed by all the other systems that are in place. It's just not worth it. And then you have a billion of these systems that all compound on top of each other, and then it's like, oh shit, we're slaves. We're slaves to the systems that are at play, and no one can fight against them. I don't want to have HR in my company. I don't even want to have employees. I just want to work with people. I want to have business partners. I want to have friends that I do business with. Wait, so is everyone in every state required to... There's no state where it's legal to not show up for jury duty. That is stupid. It's part of common law we inherited from Britain. Why the hell are we still using common law inherited from Britain? Look at what's going on with Britain right now. They're a failing society. I thought the whole point was, hey, we're not trying to be like the British. Isn't that the whole reason why we threw all that tea in the harbor? Okay, non-residents. Utility bill. I love how utility bills are like a form of identification. That's so cool. And lease agreement? Please email one of the following current forms of... Oh, that's so easy. That's so easy. I can literally just get a voter registration card. I can literally just get I can get a vehicle registered in Montana. Oh, but it wouldn't be under my name. That's right. It would be under LLC. I can... Mortgage statement. I wouldn't do mortgages. I wouldn't do home loans personally. Like, I wouldn't have a thing with a bank, an agreement with a bank. It would just be like a loan from one person to another type thing. Lease agreement and utility bill. Those are easy though. You can have apartments or penthouses or whatever in a bunch of different states, and that's like a way to live, travel a lot, be on the road a lot. It's something I want to have when I get really rich, so that's totally reasonable. Convicted felon. Dude, I gotta commit a felony. I'm not downloading a PDF for this, dude. What the... Rights not restored. This is not a right. This is not a right to be forced to do jury duty. It's a right to have the option to do jury duty. Over 70. Non-US citizen. Full-time students. So full-time students can opt out, but full-time employees can't. Medical excuse. Primary unpaid caregiver. Active military. Homeschool teacher. That's an easy one, I think. Or maybe, I guarantee you, if I start looking into that, there will be so many legal requirements for homeschooling. That's insane, actually, now that I think about it. It's gotta be. Non-English speaking, Arabic, Bosnian, Chinese, French, Korean, Spanish, Vietnamese. Spanish? I feel like everyone, there's translators everywhere now in the United States. But again, maybe it's just where I live. Okay, yeah, I guess I'm not getting out of this one. Let's fill this out. Oh, they already have my address filled out. Fantastic. It's nice to know that they really have no intention of hiding the fact that they've completely invaded my privacy and they know every little detail about me. Please answer all questions to the best of your ability. How long have you lived in... Is it asking cumulatively, or how long have I lived here since I moved back here? Roughly that many years? Roughly? What is your marital status? Single. Divorced and separated are two separate things? Okay. 0, 0. What do I put for this? Oh, this is easy. I got this. Criminal case? Oh, okay, he's asking for both. Have you ever served as a juror on a criminal case? And have you ever served as a juror on a civil case? No for both of them. No. Am I a U.S. citizen? Yes. Do you have Allstate? Do you have State Farm? Dog, I think my parents have State Farm for me. Is this an insurance thing? Oh no, I'm sure the government asks for insurance stuff. I'm sure because I'm still on my parents' car insurance policy. Let's see. Got it. No, I don't have either of these. Been a party to a lawsuit. What does that mean? A party to a lawsuit? No. I don't know, dude. Victim or witness a crime of a crime. Any crime? Any? Like the 10 billion crimes that happen every day, all the time, that shouldn't even be laws to begin with? Can I not plead the fifth here? I'm not no snitch, dude. But I'm not gonna lie and say no. I'm gonna say, you're not getting details out of me. That's none of your business. Sure. I'm not providing details. I'm just hitting no. Are you related to a law enforcement officer? No. I mean, if you... I'm sure I'm like fifth cousins with some law enforcement officer, right? Does that count? That's a relation. I mean, if you're talking about just a relation, like from a humanity perspective, then yeah, I am aware of officers. I know police officers. Like, I have been pulled over by a police officer. A relationship has been established. I really shouldn't be doing jury duty, dude. I'm not fit for this. Like, mentally speaking, I am not fit to do the basic menial things that are meant for the dumbest of society. Compensation. You may elect to receive your payment. There's a payment. Electronic Zelle payment works for me. I'm not familiar. Oh wait, this is it? $5 to $50 a day in Georgia? Okay. I mean, that's cool, you know? Gas money, maybe like some fast food. To make me put the dashes for the phone numbers. You can't interpret it as just numbers? That's not good enough? Work telephone number. Please answer one of the following. Okay, cool. I'm just putting my cell phone then. Cool. Would you like to receive reminders? Okay, that was a pretty simple, pretty quick questionnaire. I made that way longer than it needed to be, because this kind of stuff makes me nervous. I hate dealing with 1 degree of separation away from the most violent threat, from the most forceful threat of violence, the greatest monopoly of violence that humanity has ever seen, ever. There is zero evidence in written language, of any society, or unwritten, that there was a greater threat of violence, that there was a greater threat to the extinction of humanity than what exists right now. And it's 1 degree separated away from me. It's the United States military is what I'm talking about. Submit my questionnaire. Okay, cool. Wait, what? Okay, cool. I did that. The week of... gotta stop mouthing like the things I'm reading. Complete the questionnaire within 10 days. Or fill out the form, and it is exactly the same. I wonder why they didn't. So they didn't ask me for my insurance details. They just asked me if I'm if I have Allstate or State Farm. They didn't ask about any other insurance agent. They didn't ask about Farmers or Progressive or nothing like that. It's just these two. I wonder if it has something to do with the actual jury duty thing. I wonder if you have one of them, then maybe you're like, oh, you're a interested party in some way, so you can't do it. Or maybe they'd ask for more details. And okay. The jury service. Jury service is one of the highest duties of citizenship. Fuck being a citizen then, dude. Your service will give you an opportunity to learn about... You know, if jury duty really was like a thing run by the community, and it really was like of your peers, then yeah. Forget being a citizen. It's just being a human being. You should do it, you know? But these are not my peers. And I really, honestly have no right, like from a humanity standpoint, from a humanitarian level, I have no right to cast a judgment onto these people that I've never been involved with in my life, that I have no love for, truly. I'm going to admit that. Other people are not going to admit that, but they're just liars. Where and when to start? When and where to start? You are required to report promptly. Wow, plan to be here all day. What the? I take up my whole day, dude. Do I get food? Your requirement is to serve 1 day or 1 trial. It may take more than 1 day to determine whether or not you will be selected. To determine your first day of jury service, you are not required to report. Attire, please use good judgment. What is... Dude, I looked up acceptable jury duty, and the first thing that showed up was excuses. I searched up acceptable jury duty attire, but that's funny. Business casual. Slacks. The worst thing in the world. Or a dress shirt. Or a solid polo. Try to avoid shirts with wording on them or images such as skulls. And you know what? For that, I'm gonna wear the One Piece shirt. Actually, no. Is it not allowed or is it not condoned? Tucking in your shirt and wearing a belt are also encouraged. Okay, encouraged, but what's allowed? For men, the main issue we see with court conduct in Georgia is not dressing up enough. Why do they expect me to dress up? Like, who am I dressing up for? We're here to cast judgment on someone's life, you know? On someone's decisions. Why the hell should we be like looking at each other? Oh, this person is not dressed up enough. Why is that even your concern? How did you even consider that? Why are you focused on the wrong things here? Who comes up with a rule like this? That's like a red, like the moment you see someone come up with a rule like this, you're like, yeah, dude, you have no place in government. Why are you focused on these things? In jeans and a t-shirt, you're not doing yourself any favors. I don't want to do myself any favors. I just don't want to be a nuisance and a menace to others. That's all. You're not doing yourself any favors by showing up in regular clothes. Is the point of this here to do something advantageous to me? Or to give back to my society? What favor? Do I get something out of this? Am I supposed to have some incentive to do this? As stated before, you want to put your best foot forward. For what? Why? We are in the belief that anything you can do to help your case should be done. Help my case? Oh. I'm actually so stupid. Acceptable. Wait, no, this is I searched up acceptable jury duty attire. And it says rules of the courtroom conduct and behavior. I think this is just applying. I think when people like click on this result, they're clicking on it and it's showing up over here because I assume there's going to be a lot more searches for like, oh, I got a speeding ticket. What should I wear when I come into court? That kind of thing. Because I mean, like, I've been to court way more times for a speeding ticket than I have for this first jury duty, right? What does this mean? The fact that you're asking means you're probably fine? Someone on Reddit going, oh, what should I wear? Wait, I got summoned once and wore a suit because I didn't know. Me and the two other guys in suits got dismissed immediately. Wait, and this guy's like definitely wearing a tux next time. I don't get it. Why would you get dismissed? Lawyers on both sides get to exclude a certain number of people from jury selection. If you dress in a way that gives the perception that you're likely to choose in a particular way when deliberating, that's enough to get booted. One Piece shirt it is. Let me mark this note down, actually. Should I take a picture of what I wear for jury duty and then post it? Even her wearing a Leia cosplay doesn't get you out of jury duty in NYC. Whoa. has Liz Lemon learned? Okay. Dude, she's wearing a princess. Wait. Oh no, this is on 30 Rock. This is on the TV show. That's funny. Wait. I wonder how far I could take this, because this is actually kind of funny. I'm gonna wear... I know exactly what I'm gonna wear. I'm gonna show up to court wearing this. Or I got a better idea. I'm gonna walk in and then... Wait, I gotta, this is uncomfortable, this is super uncomfortable. I cannot wear this. I cannot wear that, dude. But there's a couple things I could wear that would be pretty funny. And it's a win-win, because if I end up getting accepted, then I get accepted. And if I don't, then, hey, I get to not do jury duty. And if I'm accepted, I get to be funny at jury duty. How many times has this woman being called to, how many times is this woman being called to jury, to be a jury? I served on a federal jury, and all they do is tell you to dress appropriately. Our jury ranged from full suit to jeans and t-shirt. Nobody cared as long as you were not wearing a sports jersey and tighty whities and a robe. Nothing that distracts anyone from the proceedings. Wait, but anything can distract people from the proceedings. Your face can distract people from the proceedings. You got an ugly face. Can you be exempt from jury duty then? I always wear a top hat, tails, and a monocle. Okay, t-shirt and jeans, but I'm not going in that. I'm going in sweatpants and the one-piece t-shirt. I'll decide on the day. Okay. What else was on the thing? Attire, cool. Hardware, computers, laptops, smartphones, and tablets may be used in the jury assembly room. All devices must be set to silent. Nice. Computers, laptops. They put computers, comma, laptops. What are they? Am I gonna bring my gaming PC with a 4080 Ti? Like, can I bring like a? What do they mean by computers? I assume they mean desktops, right? Because they said they specified laptops. They're all computers. Your smartwatch is a computer. Everything is a computer now. Your car is a computer. I don't want to keep being extra just to... What was the last thing on here? Children. Do not bring children when reporting for jury duty. Cool. Can I act like a child during jury duty? Okay, cool. Okay, that's just the bottom half of the thing, and it must be notarized. Not a resident of Gwinnett County. Postponements and excuses. Compensation. You will receive an expense allowance for the day that you report, for each day that you report to the facility. For questions in regard to your payment, call 77082. Oh, so now it knows what county I'm in. I'm in Gwinnett County. Inclement weather. We should cloud seed the place on the day. So there's inclement weather. Alright, cool. I think I just cut out this. This yellow badge right here. Apparently you have to report in. What does that mean? Does that mean like how you check in at an airport? Like you report, oh, I'm gonna be there or whatever? Or like what exactly do they mean by that? Trying to be extra careful with all this. Any government related thing, I always try to be extra careful because I don't want to go through the bullshit pipelines of like, oh, I accidentally tore my badge. Oh, you have to call this person, and it's like a 6-hour long wait to get to some government employee who doesn't even care about their job and they're not even going to be at the phone, and then it's going to be, oh, we're experiencing high call volume because the government is so inefficient with everything they do. Except war. They're really good at war. I gotta give them that. Dude, I sound so anti-government this stream. Hella. Because I'm focused on this. I'm trying to figure out what the deal is. And I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a part of this. me take pictures of these things real quick so I could just have them like scanned. Like pop them in a Genius scan and then cool. I'll leave it there for now. When the sun is out, I get better lighting and there's no shadow from the lights above me when I'm taking the picture or when I'm doing Genius Scan, so it's better that way. And then the font turns out more consistent. There's not like one area under the shadow where it becomes more bold or whatever, because the shadow is like bleeding into the the dynamic range. I'll just wait on it. I'll just leave it there for now with all my other stuff that I'm working on. Okay. Let me just check out this video real quick.
It's basically 12 of your fellow citizens, and then they'll decide what the outcome's going to be, and it just can't be any more fair than that.
Well, my belief is that the jury should have a positive attitude.
It can't be more fair than that? What about like the people who have love for both, who are involved in both? Make the determination out of that. How about those people handle it?
Towards jury duty.
And if they really don't have love for each other, then what business do they have even interacting with each other in the first place? Why are we constructing a society where we have to create rules off of these pretenses that we must live in this suboptimal way?
Because there is no higher calling for the average citizens to do public service and to serve their community than being a juror.
We have a jury system here in the United States.
No higher calling. Not chasing your dreams. Who cares about that? Not like being giving service as a volunteer. Not being a teacher. Being a leader of some kind, an educator, of a philosopher. Not being like a mentor to people. Or giving back to the community, donating, that like creating jobs. No, forget all that. Your highest calling is casting judgment of whether or not someone should be put in a cage like an animal who you don't even know and you will never see again for the rest of your life, with a bunch of other people who also don't know them or know you, and you will also never see each other again for the rest of your lives. That's your highest calling, average citizen.
As the basic fundamental bedrock of our civil and criminal justice system.
Bro, all these people are such bullshitters, bro. All of them are such bullshitters. They're just saying words. They're just playing into the system. Why is he acting like this dude pulling up in his Mazda sedan in his driveway like this with these other houses is an average citizen? The average citizen doesn't live like this anymore, bro. Average citizen lives in a 1-bedroom apartment now. Alone. Because everyone's disconnected now. Even having my own family members, I wouldn't trust them to cast judgment onto me, and I wouldn't trust myself to cast judgment onto them because we're so disconnected. This video has 35 likes and 31 dislikes. It's an official government video by Gwinnett Courts, the YouTube channel, with 16 subscribers. I mean, I don't know the exact like to dislike ratio. I have the extension that shows me the estimate. I guess we're all wards of the courts and not free people. This is the most liked comment on here from 9 years ago. It had 12 likes. It has 13 now. Everyone is like, I heard you have to pay a fine if you don't want to do juror service. Why is that so? I don't have time for this. Let's just get this video over with.
You receive a summons for jury duty in your mailbox. You may be wrestling with some mixed feelings. On the one hand, you may know it's a civic responsibility to serve jury duty when called upon. On the other hand, this event may be interrupting your life and the schedules of people who are counting on you. We want to take a few minutes to help acquaint you with the juror process and tell you about things you'll want to know before you arrive for jury duty. You may...
Look, she's reading like, we want to tell you a few things. Everyone is so fake, dude. Everyone in this whole system is so fake. It's unreal.
may wonder how you were selected for jury duty in the first place.
Randomly.
Here's how it works in Gwinnett County. A computer program randomly selects potential jurors to ensure that we have adequate candidates for a fair and impartial jury. Juror candidates come from the county voter registration lists and from the State Department of Driver Services.
Okay,
we send out
DDS.
notices several weeks ahead so you can plan for it. The law provides for specific exemptions from jury service. Certain active duty military personnel, elderly citizens over the age of 70.
Cheat code. You could get your license in one state, and then they'll send it DDS with your license address on it to that county, and they'll be like, oh yeah, you get jury duty in that county. But then you could just live somewhere else. Like I live in Georgia, Gwinnett County, Georgia. I could just get my license in Alabama, and a license in Alabama allows you to drive in any state, including Georgia. So, loophole, maybe, probably not. I don't know.
Persons who are mentally or physically disabled and full-time caregivers of children under age 6 may be exempt from jury duty. Public health and safety workers may have their service...
Maybe under age 6. Dude, under age 13? You're not even conscious.
deferred in specific circumstances. For everyone else, you can't get out of jury duty, but we may be able to reschedule you for a different day if you call us well in advance and if you have a valid conflict. Jury duty is not optional, so your presence is treated as a serious responsibility under the law. If you ignore a summons, you could be liable for significant contempt of court fines and other penalties. Here in Gwinnett, your obligation for jury duty is 1 day or 1 trial. Most trials will end within 1 week, but some trials may last longer than 1 week.
And then in parentheses, whichever is greater.
The summons will tell you to check each night during your week of scheduled service to see if you are needed, beginning on Sunday night. You may be required to report any day during your week of service. To check to see if you are needed, you must either call 770
Whoa.
each night during your week of scheduled service to see if most trials will end within 1 week, but some trials may last longer than 1 week. The summons will tell you to check each night during your week of scheduled service to see if you are needed, beginning on Sunday night. You may be required to report any day during your week of service.
Let me check the date real quick. Wait. Dude, it's over a month away from now. It's a month and a half away. Why would they send it to me now? Okay, so they told me they gave me the date of it being on a Tuesday.
The summons will tell you to check each night during your week of scheduled service to see if you are needed, beginning on Sunday night. You may...
Okay. I have no idea what the hell they even mean by that. Like exactly, so I'm just gonna set it so the Sunday before I'm at a wedding, but the Sunday before I'm gonna start checking. See if I'm needed. The website.
may be required to report any day during your week of service. To check to see if you are needed, you must either call 770-822-7170 for a recorded announcement, or check online at the website shown on the screen and listed on your summons.
Cool.
You will receive a jury questionnaire with your summons. You must fill out this questionnaire and return it in a timely manner. This is very important and helps us streamline the process of jury selection. The number of jurors needed is based on how many cases are ready for trial the next day. If you are needed, come to the Gwinnett Justice and Administration Center at 75 Langley Drive in Lawrenceville by the specified time. Free parking is available adjacent to the building. Do not bring your children with you to jury duty. If you need childcare, you must make those arrangements on your own. Gwinnett County does not provide childcare. When you enter the building on the first floor, you will immediately be required to go through security screening procedures, similar to those required for boarding a commercial aircraft. Do not bring guns, knives, or weapons with you into the courthouse. These security procedures may seem invasive, but exist for the safety and protection of everyone at the facility. On busy court days, it may take a bit of extra time to get through security. The jury assembly room is on the second floor. Take the elevator or the escalator up to the second floor. Follow the signs to the jury assembly room. If you are confused about where to go, the security personnel or the front desk receptionist will be happy to assist you.
Cool.
Ryan, the jury assembly room is where you'll be seated until you are needed in a courtroom. It is essential that you bring the yellow juror ID badge on your summons. You can also bring a laptop,
I tore off a part of the badge. The exact thing that I said I didn't want to do. I'll just bring the whole paper.
juror ID badge on your summons. You can also bring a laptop, cell phone, book, or work papers. There is public Wi-Fi available in the jury assembly room. There are no public computers available for your use. You will need to turn off all electronic devices before entering the courtroom so they won't create any distraction or violate court security procedures. You will get regular breaks and a lunch break. There's a cafeteria on the first floor for your convenience, and there are vending machines for snacks and beverages. You may not take food or beverages into the courtroom with you. Remember that your jury service requirement is 1 day or 1 trial. So we might ask that you serve on another jury panel that same day. You should come prepared to stay until approximately 5 p.m. When judges expect a lengthy trial, they may ask about your ability to serve. Employers must give you time off for jury duty. It's the law. Employers cannot penalize you for taking time off for jury duty, but employers are not required to pay you during the time you are off work for jury service. The county does pay you modestly for your service. If you have any questions about jury duty,
Modest?
or if you need to reschedule your service, please call Gwinnett Jury Administration. Jury service is an important undertaking and at the heart of our American justice system. The responsibility for life-changing decisions belongs to ordinary people.
Dude. Democracy doesn't work, man. Osho was right. The people are retarded. You shouldn't leave life-changing decisions in the hands of ordinary people. Do you give machine guns to a monkey? Do you give a machete to a baby? To an infant? No, you take care of them. You go, hey, don't run with scissors. It is the responsibility of the leaders to make judgments on behalf of those who can't, on behalf of those who are not qualified to. And I'm not going to pretend like I'm qualified to. I'm qualified to make judgments on a select part of myself as well as the people I'm allegiant to and the people that I love in my life, like my mom. Other than that, bro, I don't know anything about anybody else's life.
Just like you and your fellow citizens. Thank you in advance for your service.
I really want to go there and just bring a list of studies showing that when you give ordinary people power, ordinary people abuse it. Ordinary people, when you give them power to do drastic things, they do terrible things. The vast majority of the time, they don't do good. They don't do neutral. They make things worse for everyone. Especially when acting in a group, when they're acting synchronously, when acting in a mob, in a herd. It's extremely destructive to give ordinary people this kind of power. Okay. Let's watch one that actually doesn't have like a 50-50 like to dislike ratio. Like just a simple how to jury duty. Oh, and there's a shorts here, how to get out of it. Cool, I'll watch that after that. Just a short, real quick.
This video is sponsored by Blink.
Nope.
Haha, fucking bitch. Guess what you're doing at 7 a.m. 6 weeks from now? Oh, Alex, can I solve the puzzle? What is getting your lazy taint out of bed and coming down to the courthouse where we're gonna have more fun than R. Kelly with a full bladder?
A weird letter.
But wait, there's more. We might not need you to come in, so what you're gonna do, like the puppet you are, is call this number the day before you're scheduled to come in, and we'll let you know if we need you or not. Does that sound just peachy to you? Sincerely, Gavin Newsom. Dun dun.
Oh my god, you actually called? Like, why? You know you're gonna be selected. Like, you thought you might be lucky enough to be one of the people that isn't called?
This guy looks so
Just
sad.
look at your stupid face. Like, guys, come here. Look at this guy. But yeah, you have to come in.
All right, let's get this started. I'm gonna need the following people to come up and have a seat over here.
Oh, don't be me, don't be
Zach, get your fucking ass up here. You know you're getting picked. Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna need 13 others. Okay, let's get to the questions. Starting with potential juror number 1. What is your name?
Hi there. I'm. Do you want like our full name?
Full name.
Middle name too?
Oh, this is gonna be the longest day of my fucking life. You don't have to say your middle name.
Oh, well, I'm Kurt Kurtzen.
And Kurt, what do you do for work?
Depends on the day.
Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what's your job title?
It's more of a table of contents.
Can you just say any occupation right now? Now, this young man over here is being charged with jaywalking.
Is this a jaywalking case?
So is there anything about the charge itself that would affect your ability to be impartial if selected to serve on the jury?
I remember it like it was yesterday.
I'll give you
Dude.
$1,000 to not tell this
It
story.
was November 7th.
Wait, that's actually genius. That's actually so funny. I have to turn off my phone. I want to record though. Okay. I could totally troll. I know I'm probably. They might not select me because if they ask me this question, I'm gonna be straight up and I'm gonna be like, yeah, this law is fucking stupid. I mean, chances are I'm gonna say that because I think most laws are in general. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have a strong opinion about any law they might ask me about. I'm gonna have a strong opinion about it. So but I don't mind doing something like this and giving like a super long backstory until they just go like, all right, yeah, no, you're out.
2023.
That was literally yesterday.
I was just driving down the road when all of a sudden I hit this jaywalker.
Wait, what?
I stopped the car, I see him bleeding out all over the road, and I just drove away.
Is anyone gonna, like, do anything about this?
It haunts me to this day.
There's a chance he's still alive. Okay, well, let's move on to the next question. Now, the felony jaywalking occurred at the corner of and Street. If selected to be on the jury, can you promise not to go to that location or drive by it to gather any outside information or anything like that?
Well,
Fuck you.
it's close to my house,
Then move to Mars.
so it could be tough.
I'm gonna need a verbal yes that you will not go to that location if selected to be on the jury.
I can try.
I need a verbal yes that you will not go to that location if selected to be on the jury.
I'll try.
Were you dropped on your head as an adult? Alright, we're gonna move on.
Oh, thank fucking God.
To potential juror number 2. What is your name?
Well, it's kind of weird.
No.
Because I just got married.
It's all of you?
So I'm in the process of rearranging my name right now.
Rearranging. And what's your occupation?
I make shoes for cats.
Oh, unless it's Tuesday.
Where do you find these people?
Dun dun. Well, thank you so much, potential juror number 11, and I'm so sorry to hear about your goldfish. All right, so now moving on to potential juror number 12. Are you ready?
Fuck yes.
What is your name?
Zach Black.
What's your job?
Tuna salesman.
Can you be impartial?
Does R. Kelly piss in hot tubs?
Okay, well, looks like I got all the information that I needed, but now I want to turn it over to the lawyers who are going to ask you guys some questions as well. The
Dude.
lawyers still have questions?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, starting with potential juror number 1.
Yes. What's the punishment if you show up to jury duty and then just run out of the room?
You go to jail.
But for like how long?
Have you watched any crime shows before?
I mean, kind of. Because like, today's not the purge, is it? My roommate watches.
I know about jury nullification. CGP Grey. And Attorney Tom reacted to it. I'm just gonna watch his reaction.
Law and Order, but I don't really pay attention because I don't believe in order.
Hey guys, can we like get to the point? Mas rapido, por favor. Oh, you mean like they do on Blinkist?
No.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
They're ancient going. You're a bit in the books. Think he should be punished?
Not with, hey,
All right, well that was fun. Now let's bring this video home with,
hey, Judge, why are we here for a jaywalking case?
you don't think he should be punished?
Not with,
Whatever this is. What if I told you that by jaywalking, I mean he walked out in front of other cars when it wasn't his turn, and then didn't put in any effort to walk faster so the cars could go?
death penalty.
That is correct.
I am subbed to Zack Star, but is this a second channel? Wait, let me look it up. Okay. I'm not subbed to either. What the... What, how do I know about his channel? How have I seen his name so many times?
Being a juror in our legal system is an honor, but some dishonest people try to weasel their way out of it. Here's 3 ways people try to...
This guy's stupid. It's not an honor.
On a jury, you know your option.
Hey y'all, Attorney Tom here. By request, I'm reacting, DG.
On a jury, you know your options, guilty or not. But there's another choice that neither the judge nor the lawyers will tell you, often because they're not allowed to.
This is about jury nullification.
And also because it might be better if you don't know. This video will tell you that third choice, but be warned, simply watching may prevent you from ever serving on a jury. So this is your last chance to hit the pause button before you learn about jury nullification, when the defendant is 100% beyond a reasonable doubt guilty, but the jurors also think he shouldn't be punished. The jury can...
Okay, so not only is this applicable in criminal law, but it can also be applicable in civil law as well. Essentially what jury nullification... He's probably going to explain it. I have some stories to tell.
Wait. I would so... Dude, immediately, right at the beginning, like, before they even make their opening statements, no! Innocent! Innocent! Free him! Like, right away. Didn't matter. I don't care what he did. Sir, he murdered an entire school of 250 elementary school kids. No! But free him! What's stopping me from doing that?
Go free. But before you're on your next jury and yell null booyah at the judge, you should know that just talking about jury nullification in the wrong circumstances can get you arrested. Though a video such as this one, simply acknowledging the existence of jury nullification and in no way advocating it, is totally...
I was gonna go to the thing. I was thinking about going to the day where I'm like in the thing and they're deciding whether or not to select me and going, by the way, I know about jury nullification, if that changes anything, you know? But should I not even mention it?
Okay, and...
Okay, so what I think he's talking about to even talking about jury nullification and getting arrested is perjury. So, in that case, it would be an instance where somebody affirmatively lies to get onto a jury and then uses jury nullification to void the verdict, or what should have been the verdict. And also, real quick, I take a total issue with what he said. Just because you know about jury nullification doesn't mean that you are barred from serving on a jury. I've seen firsthand some smart asses just come out and say out of the woodworks that towards the end of voir dire, like, hey, I will nullify this jury, some total BS excuse because they want to get out of jury duty. That is a huge pet peeve of mine. Y'all, jury duty is so important. You know why it's important? Because Karen is going to show up to jury duty. So just think if you were the defendant.
Okay, he's trolling.
In a criminal case. Do you want 12 Karens on your jury? No. I know jury duty sucks. I know it takes a long time. I know you don't get paid enough to be there or get paid at all. And you're missing work, all that kind of stuff. But it is so important. A jury of 12 people is literally the strongest, most complete form of government. They have total power over somebody's life, over people's lives. Go to jury duty, because Karen will.
Yeah, the government can just kill people. They could just snipe people and get away with it. And then release a document 25 years later going, oh, the CIA actually killed this whole family and everyone they knew, and just to avoid some dirt they had on us. And they'll just put it out there because nobody can do anything about it.
While we're at it,
that's the highest power of government.
It's not legal advice. This is meant for entertainment purposes only. Seriously, guy, don't do anything in a court of law based on what an internet video told you. No joke. So why can't
I should
you
steal
do
that.
It's
That's a great
nullification
disclaimer.
isn't in the law, but exists as a logical consequence of 2 other laws. First, the juries can't be punished for a wrong decision, no matter what the witnesses,
Really?
DNA evidence, or video proof show. That's the point of a jury, to be the final decider. And second, when a defendant is found not guilty, that defendant can't be tried again for the same crime. So there are only two stated options, guilty or not. It's just that jury nullification is when the words of the jurors don't match their thoughts, for which they can't be punished, and
can be
their not
flipped.
guilty decision can't be changed.
The other way as well.
These laws are necessary for juries to exist within a punished
Wait,
and
but then what's the point? Why don't you just be wrong and say innocent or say not guilty and the defendant goes free if you're not punished for being wrong?
Can be
their not
flipped.
guilty decision can't be changed.
The other way as well.
These laws are necessary for juries to exist within a fair system, but the logical consequence is contentious. Lawyers and judges argue about jury nullification like physicists argue about quantum mechanics. Both are difficult to observe, and the interpretation of both has a huge philosophical ramification for the subject as a whole. Is jury nullification the righteous will of the people, or an anarchy of 12, or just how citizens judge their laws? The go-to example in favor of nullification is the Fugitive Slave Law, when northern juries refuse to convict escaped slaves and set them free. Can't argue with that. But the anarchy side is southern juries refusing to convict lynch mobs, not humanity at its best. But both of these are juries nullifying the law, and also
Yeah, dude. I can make the argument both sides. Like, otherwise, I would totally troll people. Like, if this is a different scenario and like people would get pissed off about it, because people around me are not normies now. I actually talk to people that like think and use their brains. But if I'm talking to like a bunch of losers that don't think, then I'm usually always trying to troll and always like advocate for the wrong things. So
juries have two options
I would totally
for where
go that
their
way.
thoughts may differ from their words. Jury nullification usually refers to the non-guilty version, but juries can convict without evidence just as easily as they can acquit in
And also, real quick, this video is failing to address civil juries as well, which are very, very important. I myself am a civil trial lawyer, primarily in catastrophic personal injury. However, jury nullification can take place off of two main priorities. One is the law, two is the people or organization. Let me give you a great example of both. First, let's start with jury nullification based off of a person or an organization. I had just become a lawyer. One of the very first cases I ever got to be involved in. I did not try the case. I was not picking a jury on the case. I asked to be included in this trial by some seasoned lawyers because I wanted to learn, I wanted to observe, I wanted to be in the background watching. I didn't sit at counsel's table. I was just there for preparations at night, discussing strategy, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, the case was against a church. We represented a lady who was suing a church because the church broke a contract. This was a business dispute against a church. And in this particular case, we were worried that members of the jury wouldn't find for us because the other side was a church, despite having all the facts point to the church acting in bad faith, which is ironic, and breaking the contract. Some people just wouldn't be able to find or hold a church liable for the business damage that they...
Well, that's the case with everything, not just the church. And also, he's not specifying what the contract is for.
caused. So that is an example of jury nullification as it pertains to a person or an entity. Now let's talk about jury nullification as it pertains to a law. In the criminal world, let's use something like the death penalty, okay? Let's say the prosecution is seeking the death penalty, and there's somebody on the potential panel of jurors who just does not believe in the death penalty. So even though the prosecution could prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt, this particular case objectively is proved where the death sentence is warranted as supported by the law. Well, that juror could never find for the death penalty because it's against their morals. On the flip side, on the civil side, and this is something I have to deal with all the time, when I'm seeking a catastrophic personal injury verdict, I am sometimes asking for millions, if not tens of millions of dollars. And we can get in debates about this all day, but there are just some people who cannot fathom that amount of money for pain and suffering. Even though personally, I've been lucky enough to give clients lots and lots of money. I've never met a single client who'd rather have the money than their health back
And in the world I choose to live in, if you are messed up for the rest of your life and in constant pain, you should never have to worry about money again when that pain was caused by the negligence of somebody else. But some people don't hold that belief, and that's okay.
He made a strong case for
when
it.
I'm picking a
I kinda get that.
catastrophic personal injury jury, I often start out with one of my first questions for a jury is, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if supported by the evidence, could you award tens of millions of dollars in a jury verdict if the evidence supports that? Now, I'm not making them commit to awarding tens of millions of dollars. I'm asking if they could potentially fathom awarding that amount if it's supported by the evidence, which I intend to prove at court. The biggest misconception people think when
Yeah, I'd say yes. I'd say yes to that. It's a big if, and honestly, it more depends on who the money is going to be taken from than it does on who it's going to. That's really what it depends on for me. But
you're picking a jury is you're trying to get 12 jurors who are in favor of your case. That is not true at all. It's the opposite.
if it's like someone injures himself on like Logan Paul's set or whatever, then yeah, I want his entire net worth gone. The whole thing. Every single dollar Logan Paul has ever made should be gone to someone else. Doesn't matter who it is. Anyone else would be better than Logan Paul, honestly. Almost anyone else.
All you want is a fair playing field. What both sides are trying to do is find jurors or potential jurors who they don't want on their case. So I just want somebody who's open to the idea, who will prosecute the claim as extended or allowed to under the law. Let's continue.
Bite of it. This is jury nullification too, and the jurors are protected by the first rule, though the second doesn't apply, and judges do have the power to overrule a guilty verdict if they think the jurors are
What?
the best. And of course,
Then they're not. Then this is not the will of the people.
a guilty defendant can appeal at least for a little while,
But
which
that
makes
takes
the guilty form
forever.
of jury nullification weaker than the not guilty kind. Hope
True,
comfort, though. Given the possibility of jurors who might ignore the law as written, it's not surprising when picking jurors for a trial, lawyers, whose existence is dependent on an orderly society, will ask about nullification usually in the slightly roundabout way. Do you have any beliefs that might prevent you from making a decision based strictly on the law? If, after learning about jury nullification,
That's exactly the phrase that we use. For instance, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if supported by the evidence, could you consider awarding tens of millions of dollars to a plaintiff? Mr. Tom, thank you. It's just against my belief system. I could never award that amount of money for pain and suffering. I don't think that exists. You just have to tough it out, and it is what it is. I hurt every day. My back hurts. Nobody paid me tens of millions of dollars. Okay, juror number 10, thank you so much for saying that.
He said that
So,
so condescending. Okay, juror number 10. Like, so disgusted.
would
with
you
him.
say that because of your beliefs, it would be impossible for you to make a decision strictly based on the law, even if we were able to prove that the case warranted tens of millions of dollars because of your personal beliefs, you just would never award that much money? Yes, that is true. Okay, juror number 10, and I'm just making sure I'm crossing my T's, dotting my I's. You have not heard a single fact of this case, and without hearing any single fact, there is no scenario ever in which you could consider awarding tens of millions of dollars, even though the law allows for it. Yes, that's correct. Boom, right there. That juror is going to be struck for cause. And sign up before we begin any...
Struck for cause? That sounds really bad. Does that mean you just don't get selected? Or does that mean something else? Let's... A juror is struck for cause or challenged for cause when a lawyer requests that a potential juror be removed from a jury panel because they are unable to render a fair and impartial verdict. Oh, bias? Yeah, I'm extremely biased. So is every other person there, and they're not going to admit it. But I'll admit it. The judge, the harshest sentences on average are given just before lunch, and the most lenient sentences are given on average just after lunch. Judges collectively, because they are hangry, screw people over and ruin lives. We're all biased. That's what makes us human. Why the hell are we participating in this system made for machines? So yeah, no, I'm biased, and I'm gonna make that clear. Mental illness, I can get away with that one. Okay. I think I got everything I need.
Any defense lawyers watching that example might be already typing their comment all upset. That's such BS. If this was a death penalty case and I was seeking the death penalty, I need jurors who can consider the death penalty. Just like if I'm seeking tens of millions of dollars, I need jurors who can at least consider tens of millions of dollars if it's supported by the evidence. I love defense lawyers. I think they're very interesting people. But
you ever seen DJ Khaled saying the word jeweler? He's like, or jewelry? He's like jewelry.
You think it's a good idea, answer yes and you'll be rejected, but answer no with the intent to get on the jury to nullify and you've just committed perjury, technically a federal crime, which makes the optimal strategy once on a jury.
As I could give.
You think it's a good idea, answer yes and you'll be rejected, but answer
no. So it's not like you go null. It's like you still say guilty or not guilty. You just do it based off your personal opinion. Okay, that makes sense.
No, with the intent to.
I thought it was like he was saying like it's a third option, but it's like it's still one of the two options.
Get on the jury to nullify and you've just committed perjury, technically a federal crime, which makes the optimal strategy once on a jury to zip it. But this introduces a problem for jurors who intend to nullify. Telling the other 11 angry men about your position is risky, which makes nullification as a tool for fixing unjust laws nationwide problematic. Not to mention about 95% of criminal charges in the United States never make it to trial and rather end in a plea bargain, but that's a story for another time. The only question about jury nullification that may matter in the end is if jurors should be told about it, and the courts are near universal in their decision, no way. Which, again, might seem self-interested. Courts do depend on the law, but there's evidence that telling jurors about nullification changes the way they vote by making evidence less relevant to them, which...
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. That's why they should be told. Because people, when they think in this rigid, stale way, and they think that oh, this is how the system is supposed to work, that oh, we have these laws and we have these checks and balances and we have these three branches of government that all hold each other accountable, that we should just follow how things go. No, if you're just following how things go, you're only following one philosophy of doing things. You're only following the legislative. You're only following, oh, law enforcement arrested this person because they broke some law. Okay, but what about the possibility, and this is not just the possibility, this is every case. Every case needs to be done on a case-by-case basis. Every single case needs to be evaluated in a way where everyone has an understanding of the law that they broke, but then they can decide whether or not they deserve to be punished for it and what the punishment should be. Guilty and not guilty, just those two options is not sufficient either. Knowing when to make exceptions to the rules is like the ultimate measure of an intelligent like citizens. Population. That's the word for it. You go to court to see if you can make exceptions. So yeah, no, you should tell them about it.
Isn't surprising. That's what nullification...
Like, how can you expect to claim that you're being held accountable if you're not giving them the information that you know you could give them that might change the result in the end, even though it is still a part of the law. It is still something that they could know. And it would change the result. How is that any different from withholding evidence in a case?
Is, but mock trials also show sympathetic defendants get more non-guilty verdicts and unsympathetic defendants get more guilty verdicts in front of jurors.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the whole point. Because some people deserve that sympathy for that kind of thing, for whatever it might be.
Who were explicitly told about nullification compared to those who weren't, which sound.
So I totally agree with this. I don't think jurors should be told about the option of jury nullification. Obviously, it's a rational conclusion that they can make, and any reasonable person.
But it's not rational. They're already going to be biased. You're introducing more bias into the system by doing it. But that's what makes us human, you dumb fucks.
Can deduce that inference, but for what he said, I mean, as a lawyer, all I want is a fair shot. I don't make up the facts. I don't make up, what happened. All we want is a level playing field, and sometimes,
But you can't have a level playing field. That's not how this works. You're not a level playing field. You literally passed the bar. You passed the sandbar. You are in a gated area where we're not allowed to pass it. You can go there and talk. We're not allowed to talk. This is not a level playing field. A person's biases, a person's physiognomy, a person's look and smell to the judge will impact the way that they talk to them. Level playing field my ass, dude.
If a jury is predetermined to go into a case nullified, that lawyer, or at least one of the lawyers, is fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to fight an uphill battle. That's how life goes all the time. Many cases of injustice happen because there is already an uphill battle that someone has to fight. Some imbalance happens. They find an opportunity to go, I can screw this person over. Let me sue them. And then it goes, and an uphill battle has to be fought. Why the hell are you complaining? Trying to enforce your system to conform to these specific rules if it may be at the detriment of the rules of the general common man, the citizen.
Right? That's not the point of our justice system.
Right, the point of our justice system is to not serve the people. It is anti-service.
The facts that were given to you, and you advocate accordingly. Now, not every case is fair because not all facts are fair. Sometimes you have a quote-unquote slam dunk case. Sometimes you don't. But that doesn't mean that the jury should be skewed, in my opinion. But it's important to know about or learn about.
Yeah, but you're being skewed either way. You can argue that you're not being skewed by being told all the information. You're already being skewed by not having the understanding of law that the legal professionals have. You're already being skewed by all these law firms for so many years, making law more and more complicated over the years to make it more and more inaccessible for people and allow it to become a corrupt enterprise where the people that are the best at cheating make it to the top, and the common person cannot spot when cheating is happening, when malicious activity is happening. They're unable to call it out because they don't know what it looks like, because they don't have the expertise. When the skill floor for the expertise becomes so high that the only way people can cope with it is by convincing themselves and lying to themselves, oh yeah, no, this is a job for the lawyers. You shouldn't be speaking about this. And then we start punishing each other for it. Oh, you gave legal advice in a video. I'm just speaking, dude. Oh, you gave financial advice. You gave medical advice. You cannot give that. And when people go like, oh yeah, doctors, lawyers, all that stuff. Yeah, dude, everyone should be a doctor to a certain extent. Everyone should be a professional on their health and the health of their loved ones. Everyone should be a teacher of some kind. Everyone should be a soldier of some kind. Everyone should be, like a good son, and then a good husband, and then a good father, or like a girl, the daughter, sister, mother, sister. Also brothers included in. But like a good spirit to others. You know? What the hell was I even talking about? That messed me up.
About in a setting like this, but when you're reading a jury charge, I don't think you should even give them the option because people might fixate on something that's irrelevant. I've seen juries fixate on a lot.
Yeah, but who the hell are you to decide what's irrelevant? What if they're deciding it's relevant?
Of irrelevant things, and it's mad.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be up to you to decide.
Sounds bad, but it's also easy to imagine situations where jurors blindly following the law would be